What's up, guys? Cam Flip for Ship here. Another video today, another little something for the peoples. Try to upload a little more often, right? Why not? But today's video is going to be about, I was watching TV the other day, and the main character of the show is like, hey, I realized that I'm actually, it's always some shit like this. Like when you watch these shows, like the main character's like, I've been being a real asshole. But you know what? I finally realized the reason why that I'm actually so rude is because I have my own inadequacies and my own angers. And the real thing is that I actually wanted to feel better about myself. And so I put you down. And that's the real reason why I was so angry. And they have like this like deep level of like metacognition and thinking about their thoughts. And it's just sort of interesting, and it's sort of funny in a lot of ways because that's not really how real life works. And I think it's just funny, the juxtaposition of it all. And it happens in anime too. Like in a lot of anime shows, the main character's like, I should have never treated you that way. If only I had known that like even Demon Slayer, too, like the most popular anime. It's like every single villain has to have like a long as fuck ass backstory because they're like, this is the real reason why they're actually fucked. Oh shit. This is the reason why they're actually fucked up in the head is because when they were a kid, they got beat up and their dad told them that they weren't any good. And that's why they're a fucking piece of shit. But in all actuality, a lot of the time, like in the real world, these people that are retarded, they don't really ever come to that realization. So you kind of have to go about your days and go about your life with the understanding that interactions like that will almost never happen to you. If you run across people that are being assholes, oftentimes they'll find ways to rationalize it and blame it on you and everyone else around them rather than taking the blame, because life's not a TV show. And this is not really like a nihilist thing or like a doomer take. I think it's just kind of funny that the shows have like these like high ass IQ people. Like one minute you'll have a guy and he's like, hey, yeah, like I was thinking, how about like, I can't even think of a scenario because I'm not retarded, but it'll be like, one minute the character's like, he's right behind me, isn't he? And then like the next minute he's like, I never stopped to think that whenever my father gave me feelings of inadequacy, it transferred over into my life and it made me not respect my wife as much as I should. And this is the day that all changes, because I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to be the one who is so abusive to his family. I'm going to be the guy who makes a difference and who stops this generational trauma. And you're like, dude, where the fuck did that come from? Because those two things don't really go in hand, right? Most people that have like that level of metacognition, that level of intellect, are not the same kind of people that are like, oh, I'm going to make a pumpkin pie. Oops, I messed up the recipe, right? You have to be smart enough to make a pumpkin pie if you're going to have that level of intelligence and that level of thinking about your own thoughts, as they say. And so it's just kind of funny to me. I never thought of it until I watched the show, and I was just like, this is actually kind of some BS, because I've dropped it only a few times and it's been on concrete. But yeah, it's really kind of some BS, because in all actuality, like in the shows, it's not really like, I don't know, I'm kind of beating a dead horse here, but it's just something that I was thinking about. You tell me, like, what do you think? Because it seems like half the time, like, these shows will have a character and they'll be doing their own thing, and they'll be like, Jenny, did you steal my shoes for prom? And then Jenny will be like, these are my shoes. And then she'll like walk out and she's wearing like a size 1000 shoe and she has like a tiny foot. And it's like, oh my God, fucking somebody let the lobotomites out of the lab. And but then it's like, it's kind of funny because it's like 5 seconds later she'll be like, I think it all started whenever I had bludgeoning thoughts as a young child of the real things and ambitions that I had. And now I've reached this point in my life where they've all not come to fruition. And because of this reason, I feel this inadequacy that's carried with me throughout my entire life. And for that reason, I felt like the need to take it out on others. But I realize now that my own inadequacies are my own responsibility, and that my life is in my own hands if I can only feel it to be imagined that way. And it's like, I don't know. It's like, dude, where the fucking fuck did that come from, huh? You're not that fucking guy. Gotcha. But anyways, that's all I really had to think about for now. You guys tell me, have you ever had a side character in your life, like a bot kind of person, like maybe you eat lunch at the table every day, and then that person just like randomly spawns in and just has like a fucking moment where they become sentient, where like a non-sentient character, like a school bully or like a football kid, or like somebody who just kind of is always cracking jokes but doesn't have any real life. Have you ever had somebody like that come up to you and just be like, hey, by the way, like I'm a main character, you know? It's always the funniest thing when they do that. It's like, what are you even supposed to think about those situations, you know? When the non-main characters get to main charactering, it's honestly a big character arc. I really respect it, but I'm sure they say the same thing about me. But I guess I can keep going for a little bit. I mean, I only gave you guys one video in a short period of time. Let me think of something else that's kind of weird. Okay. Why is it normal now for people to like trauma dump? Like, have you ever been hanging out with friends and you're just like trying to chill and everybody's having a good time and you're like, you know, guys, like I'm really having a good time, and then like your other friends just like, yeah, me too, man. It's crazy because like when I was beat up as a child, I just never felt this way before. And whenever they threw me in the closet and they lit the closet on fire and my feet were like on the hot coals of the ground and I had to scrape the burns off of my feet, like I never imagined that I could have friends like this. And it's like, in some sense you're like, you know what, I'm happy for you, but in the other sense you're like, dude, like could you have said something like this like before, like at a different time? It's so random. And honestly, like if it's your friends, it's one thing, so I guess it's kind of a bad example. Like I really wouldn't mind if my friends kind of went on a rant like that. But when it's like complete strangers, like when you're at the bank and you're just like, hey man, like I need to take out $20, and the guy's like, yeah, for sure thing, you know, you can take out $20, let me just get your account number. And you're like, I don't know, 1 2 3 4 5. He's like, 5. Yeah, 5 years old was the first time whenever I realized that my father was an alcoholic. And you're like, dude, no one fucking asked you, like go to therapy, please, God. And I know that sounds insensitive, and trust me, you know, an exercise in empathy would be great for everybody. I tend to agree, but at the same time, it's like, dude, we can't be doing this to people, you know, because then what are you supposed to say? Like you're standing there and you're like, oh my God, like you're like brain fucked because somebody just like fully confided in you, and you're like, whoa, and you're like, okay, man, well, yeah, that's like horrible. Like, tell me more. And like, in what ways was your father an alcoholic, and how did you escape that trap? And then it's like, by the way, like, can you give me like a 5-pack of stamps? Because, you know, I'm going to take this $20, I'm going to ship it to my niece because she's having like a little graduation. And they're like, oh yeah, of course. But yeah, anyways, like I was saying, to your question, I realized he was an alcoholic because he bashed a bottle on the counter and he stabbed my mom with it. And then he poured the alcohol all over me and her, and he left. And you're like, oh, okay, that's just fucking horrible. Goodness gracious, golly me. And then after that, you're like, man, but yeah, go ahead and just, I don't need any envelopes, so just go ahead and just package that all, and then I'll take the receipt to go. And they're like, okay, yeah, cool. But you get the gist of it, right? Let's not keep this joke running any longer than it needs to. But yeah, so the trauma dumping thing is like absurd. You guys go ahead and drop a story down below if you stayed this long of a time you remember where someone trauma dumped on you. But it's seeming like as people are having less and less friends and people are more and more lonely these days, it really kind of seems like people are really just ready to just trauma dump because they have no one to talk to. Which, when I say it that way, it kind of makes me feel more sad for those people. It kind of makes me like, you know what? Like, why am I saying all these hater ass things, you know? Just let them live, let them trauma dump, and let them fucking take their shit out on everybody because they have no one to talk to. I mean, it doesn't take much of your time to just listen. If you're a big listener, then listen. But at the same time, I totally understand. Like, if you are going to the store and you're like baked or something like that, and you're going to get like a Kit Kat bar, and the guy at the counter starts talking to you about like the top five best times that like his uncle like beat the shit out of him, like, we good on that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to do something else right now, you know? By all means, talk to somebody, but I'm here to fucking see if left Twix or right Twix is better, not for this. So yeah, anyways, yeah.